Hey everyone, it's me, Stardust Raccoon, and I just got home from MFF. I had so much fun seeing all of you and getting some pictures. It was such a great time. I want to show you just a few of the photos that I was able to get. So, Cambot, roll that B footage. Here I am at White Castle. This is on Wednesday. I had just arrived in Chicago, and this was by far the trashiest place I've ever eaten at. They have the little tiny burgers and the really greasy French fries. So that's 11 out of 10 stars. Good job, White Castle. You really gave me indigestion, but for a raccoon, the trashier the food, the better it is. And here I am in the registration line. It took about an hour and a half to 2 hours to make it through, but I was feeling really cute, so I decided to hit the Instagram. Oh, I absolutely adore this picture. My friend Campion took this. He's a green rabbit, and he took it of me. But right now, you might notice a few changes, but we'll get to that in a moment. I met a few amazing, wonderful furs like Zafiri. She's a tiny little gremlin of a wolf that has just big girl energy. Here's Stormy Fulf. You know Stormy, of course, from her YouTube channel. And then, oh, it's Sheena Hyena. She's a long-time inspiration. Sheena, I love you, darling. Don't ever change. Don't change. Love you. Ed Barley. He's a chicken that I got to eat chicken strips in front of. And you know, it's just not every day that you spot Saber Spark at a furry con. Of course, Saber Spark, big time YouTuber, big time cartoon reviewer, wonderful person, just an absolute darling. I've got my eye on you, Saber. Oh, when the dads of the fandom come up and ask you for your photograph, legends Mike Merlino and Rod O'Reilly had stopped to get a picture of me, but I just had to get one in return. Like I said, they're the dads of the fandom. They're the reason why the party exists, and I couldn't thank you boys enough. Mwah. I absolutely adore this photo. It shows off my figure extraordinarily well. Purple Royalty, Kinger, and Yazara. Oh, boys, keep it real. But of course it was Rampart who lucked out and got pictures with Savage O'Hare and Shreddy Fox. Just dumb boy luck. And finally, here's my final moments at the Hyatt in Rosemont. I can't wait to see you all again next year in 2024 for the Royal Heist. It's going to be Raccoon Steely themed, and I'm very good at the 4-finger discount. Now that I am transitioning, that means that Star is transitioning as well. So that also means that the artwork is going to start changing into girl art rather than boy art. So let's show you just a couple of the commissions that I got at the convention. And let's start with Brian Reynolds, aka Toon FX Studios, with this extraordinarily affirming piece. Oh, it's with my inspiration, Judy Hopps, and she's helping me, Star Raccoon, discover what the girl in me looks like on the outside. Isn't that just lovely? I cried when I saw this. Oh my God, Brian, thank you. And then finally, my other piece of art that I was able to get, that I typically like getting a piece of art that is a memento of the convention, something that happened that I'll remember forever. And I had a pizza stolen. I didn't do the stealing for once. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. And I had to order pizza. My roommates bailed on me. Understandably, they were starving. They couldn't wait another hour and a half to 2 hours for a pizza. So I got a pizza delivered finally. It was Chicago deep dish style from Pequod's, and I called my good friend Shreddy Fox and Savage O'Hare to come up and share a pizza with me. I decided that this is the memento I wanted of the convention, us just sitting around. So this is Savage and myself eating a very beautiful and delicious deep dish pizza. And this was done by the Moto Yodi herself, Knick Knack Links. Thank you, Knick Knack. You did wonderfully, sweetie. I'll treasure it forever. I want it framed. These are just a few of the memories that I have that I'll treasure forever from this year's Midwest Fur Fest. But out of all of the questions that I was given and all of the requests, one question stuck out in my mind biggest. Star, how did you transition? So I told them, I said, look, darling, I've had years of self-doubt, I've had years of fear, and I've had years of therapy. And they said, no, not like that. How did you transition, Star? What do you mean? I just gave Star my ideal body and I'm getting a reference done so it will be updated. No, they insisted. How did you transition your fursuit? You know, that's a good question. How do you transition a fursuit? Not everyone can just afford to drop money on a fursuit when they make a change, nor can we readily afford a suit maker we'd love to have reimagine our character. So, before we begin the process, let's take a look at Stardust proper. Star was imagined by me, but was really inspired by Brightheart Raccoon, the Care Bear cousin. Star's had a few refinements over the years before getting standardized into the purple criminal we all know and love. However, Star used masculine pronouns and had a masculine body. Occasionally there were little bits of Rule 63, but that was a scratch to an increasing itch. However, Star has always been a true representation of myself. What my interests are the same interests Stardust has. We both love hockey and gadgets and of course eating wonderful food. Star is me if I were a cartoon character. Therefore, when something happens to one of us, the same thing happens to the other. We both have a sour stomach that's really easy to upset. We're both lactose intolerant. We both have a shellfish allergy. We both have depression and anxiety that we're riddled with and that we've been working on for years. Therefore, when I started transitioning, so did me. It's no secret, too, that many of us within the fandom identify as transgender or through a marker that is not our status assigned at birth. So I guess it comes as little surprise when I finally came out this past summer based on the mathematical likelihood given how many of the fandom identify as trans. When I told my friend Anime Cat back in June that I was trans, they immediately thanked me for telling them, but their sentiment was that kind of, they had the idea that I was trans before I did. They're not wrong. However, turning a character on paper from male to female is much easier than applying realistic changes to a pre-existing fursuit. Currently, there's very little artwork of Girl Star due to finances and timing, but transitioning on paper is much easier than transitioning the suit. Stardust Raccoon, the original suit, was completed in 2016 by Fursuits by Lacey, or fursuiting.com, however you like to think about that company name. Thus, about 3 months ago, I started transitioning my costume to match me into a female body form, but without any major modifications or refits to the costumes themselves. Let's take a look at those. Let's start with my head. The easiest thing was adding eyeshadow and eyelashes. I did that myself with just some double-sided tape and some arts and crafts supplies from Joann's. Next was adding long hair, like what I hope to have someday. In fact, you can kind of see it here. I went to a private fursuit maker and was able to get a modified hairpiece that's been made to custom fit Stardust. My next modification came with my hand paws. Now recently I purchased these new hand paws to replace my old ones. They're starting to wear out and get a little raggedy, look a little bad. However, I'm in contact with that fursuit maker again to make another new set of paws, but this time to feature pink claw tips so that I have proper feminine hands that also steal things. My original feet, much like my original hands, are starting to get worn out, so I probably need to place an order soon for new feet that feature pink claw tips as well, so that I have a matching pair of feminine paws with feminine claws. The general idea is that Star had a mani-pedi and got all girly recently. I don't know if I can repaint those claws yet to different colors, but if I can, I will, girls, and it will be magnificent. Next was my body. The bodysuit itself is a dropped crotch suit, so there's little I can personally do to modify the suit there. However, to reshape Star into a more feminine shape, I made my own kigurumi thigh and butt padding that goes just inside of the suit, as well as some chest padding, thus giving me a subtle hourglass shape, just like a girl would have. Now that's all fine and dandy, but really the only thing I got going on right now are my eyelashes and my eyes and the shape. What else can I do to make Star stand out as a girl? How about an ear piercing? So finally, I bought these earrings at Midwest Fur Fest from Glitzy Fox, but they're really made by a company called Empire Wears. And I just ordered a new ear cuff too to help my girls stand out just a little bit more above my peers. So link down below if you want some earrings or some fursuit jewelry from Empire Wears. And as you can see, they just clip in. They don't actually require piercing. And I do believe it makes me stand out just ever so much. I absolutely love this look. If any of you have some suggestions, I'd love to hear your ideas, what I can do to make me stand out just a little bit more. Or if you have any stories that you would love to share, please drop me a line at askaraccoon@gmail.com or at stardustraccoon@gmail.com. I'd love to have a correspondence with you and talk about your journey as well. If you're transitioning, if you're non-binary, what gender do you identify as? I'd love to hear it and just talk with you, and maybe we'll get on Telegram, I don't know. But Midwest Fur Fest in summation was so affirming and wonderful this year. I had an absolute blast. I can't wait to see you all next year. So until next time, I'm Stardust Raccoon, and girls, keep your stick on the ice. Bye. One last thing that I thought I would do is show you how I actually suit up in Star to get all of the padding in the right place and get everything just looking quite perfect. So please enjoy this quick little montage of me suiting up in Girl Star, and I hope you enjoy. But until next time, girls, keep your stick on the ice.